Hey everyone, I hope you guys are all having an excellent day. It is yet another day of social studies. Today we are talking about political campaigns and kind of the start of when they really begin to take off. Okay? Politics is about to get messy. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So, our agenda for today, we're going to be talking about a change in candidate selection. How do you decide who's going to run for president? Then we'll be talking about some different new campaign methods that came out during and after the election of 1824. And then you guys are going to get to create your own political cartoon, which I'm really excited about. I hope you guys have a good time with that. Let's go ahead and take a look at that notebook. All right, for today's notebook, we do have a few categories. Our first one is mudslinging. Okay, mudslinging. Second one is populism. And the third one is spoils system. We will definitely touch on all of those today. Our learning target, we are going to analyze the changing election process in the United States in order to create a political cartoon. Our aim for today, what happened in the election of 1824? Today's date is January 26th if you are in A group and January 27th if you are in B group. If you are online, then you are part of A. Okay, go ahead and pause this video. Take about 5 minutes to go ahead and do this notebook. Once you're finished, go ahead and come on back. Welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and keep on moving forward. All right, so we do have a few notes here to start kind of the day out. First, we're going to talk about how party candidates are selected. Okay, so right after the election of 1824 comes the abandonment or the getting rid of the caucus system. And that was a system where the top party leaders chose the party's candidate for president. Okay, so like the Democratic Republicans, you guys saw in the election of 1824, that one guy, William H. Crawford, I believe. The guys that were at the top of the Democratic Republican Party just picked him. And that's up until that point, that's just kind of how it worked. The people that were in charge of the party just went ahead and picked who was running. The people of the country really didn't get a say in who would be selected to run for president. Okay? Instead, now they have nominating conventions. Okay, and what happens here is delegates from the states choose the party's presidential candidate. Okay, so your community kind of selects its own delegates, and that comes from each state. And each state sends people that have been selected by the people to go and vote on this. Okay, at the national convention, and they decide on who will be the candidate. Okay, so essentially you have a system of electing different people to eventually elect the nominee for the party that you're a part of. Okay, that allowed many more people to participate in the selection of candidates. So this was a way to broaden the number of people involved in selecting the number of candidates. It allowed basically the average Joe down the street to partake in the process. Okay, go ahead and take a minute, pause video, answer this question in your notebook. Do you think these changes were for the good or bad? And tell me why. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and keep going on. Hopefully you've paused and answered that question. All right, so new campaign methods. What's going on here? The first one we're going to talk about is populism. As a political approach that appeals to ordinary or common people who will feel that their concerns are ignored by the elite or the super rich. Okay, so up until this point, poor people didn't vote. Okay, however, election laws are going to start to change, like you guys found out after the election of 1824, where basically any white dude in America can vote now. Okay, so that's going to bring in a lot more people, a lot of poorer people. Just it's going to widen the number of people that can vote across the board. Okay, so people are going to step forward and start talking about things that appeal to this group of people. Okay, go ahead once you've got that written down. Pause this video. Go into the slides. Watch what is populism. It's about a 7.5 minute video. I think it does a really good job of showing how populism has been used for the good and used for the bad by multiple political parties in the past. Okay, so I think that's really good. But take a second, go ahead and watch that. I think it'll help you understand populism a little better. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue on to our next one, which is mudslinging. And that is a method in election campaigns that uses gossip and lies to make an opponent look bad. You have a much shorter video clip here. It's less than 2 minutes that I recommend watching. But basically, mudslinging is it's not about running on what you want to do as president. It's more about running on, well, that person is not as good to be president as I am. Okay, I'm clearly a much better choice than them because did you hear this about them? This is what's really terrible about them. Okay, that's kind of what mudslinging is. You're throwing mud at somebody else. Okay? All right, hopefully you paused, went and watch that video. Now that you're back, let's see if we can try to make it so you guys can see what the spoil system says. I'll read it and then I'll make it large again. Okay, so spoil system, that's the practice of handing out government jobs to your supporters. So you're replacing government employees with the winning candidate's supporters. Basically, what ends up happening is a bunch of people that support a person running for president, whether that be, vocally, hey, I support this guy, or monetarily, or however you would like to support a person running for president. Once they become president, they reward you by giving you jobs in the government because you decided to support them. That's the spoil system. Go ahead, pause the video, make sure you have all those written down. Watch the videos if you haven't yet. Once you're ready, go ahead, come on back, and we'll move on. All right, welcome back. Apparently those videos are going to play automatically. I will fix that for you guys before you can access them. All right. This next one you can just answer in your notebook. Hopefully you understand populism a little better now. But just take a minute, look at this picture. How does this picture below, okay, represent the definition of populism? That was really bad grammar. It should say how does. Okay. How does the picture below represent the definition of populism? Take a minute, get your thoughts together, and then go ahead and write them down. All right. Great job. Let's go ahead and move on. The next one is actually from the 2016 election, and it was apparently somebody that was not happy about the election. Okay. How does this picture below represent mudslinging? What do you guys think? You're just finding all sorts of my errors today. I missed a question mark there. There we go. Pause the video, answer the question, tell me how it represents mudslinging. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue on. Spoil system, once again, here's the definition. Do you guys think the spoil system is ethical? What does ethical mean? Do you think it's right or wrong in a moral way? Okay, is this the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do? Why or why not? Go ahead and pause the video for a minute, answer that question. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue on. All right, next you guys are going to do your political cartoon. Okay, you're going to be able to pick one of the 4 topics to make your cartoon about. It'll either be nominating conventions, populism, mudslinging, or the spoil system. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up the instructions document. It's going to look more intimidating than it is. So we're going to jump out. We're going to go over to our Google Classroom. You guys are going to click on this political cartoons instruction. There is not a copy created for you. You just need to be able to read the instructions. Okay? All right. So your task, you are to create a cartoon that explains something unique about what we have learned the last few days based on the elections of the 1820s. Okay? I'll change that to today. Probably should have edited this stuff a little bit better before I decided to record it. All right. Today. Okay, so you guys know about the election of 1824, and what happened there. Now you guys are going to be telling me about one issue that stood out that was unique from that time period. Maybe you still know a little bit about it today, but what's an issue that came out from that day? Okay, so how do you begin? First, you must ask yourself, what is the issue I want to write about? Okay, the issue at hand is the election process of the 1820s. Go ahead and decide is to look over your notes, guys, notes from today. What issue stands out to you? Which one, okay, was something that shocked you, something that you think is not right, something that seems hypocritical, or something that you think needs changing, maybe something you're emotional about, maybe something you really like. Okay, maybe you like the idea of mudslinging. I don't know, maybe you think it's really fascinating. Okay, then you should write down your statement and then ask yourself, why do I feel this way, and what should be done? So if you say, I really am shocked by how populism has been used. Boom, there's your idea. Okay, now tell me why you think that way. Here's your 4 topics to pick from. Okay, maybe you really love the new nominating convention. I don't know. Whatever strikes you is something that you could make a comic about. Okay? Then you're going to go ahead and design your comic explaining your issue, okay, and why you feel that way about that issue. Okay, it can obviously be humorous, it can be funny, it can be serious, it can be ironic. Okay, it can be a single drawing, a series of boxes like a comic strip, or a before and after comparison. Be creative here. Okay, if you're one of the people that's going to be in person in class, I'm going to request, unless you ask otherwise, to please use a piece of paper. Otherwise, if you're online, you also may use a piece of paper and take a picture of it. But I'm going to also show you an awesome tool here that you can use. Okay, so if you can draw well, then draw. If you can only draw stick figures, like myself, then draw stick figures. That's totally fine. We're not looking for like who's the best artist here. We're looking for who can be creative and make a good political comic. I only ask that you are neat, you do add some color, and you give your cartoon a title. Also, please add a caption or thought bubbles to make the cartoon make sense. Okay, do not assume I can figure out your drawings. Okay, guys, I'm not a mind reader, so make sure your drawings have some good instructions, not instructions, sorry, good phrases or captions in it so I know what's going on. Okay, you're going to do this, like I said, on a blank sheet of paper or this awesome online drawing tool, which I'll show you guys in just a second. Okay, now, quick note. It is very tempting to copy cartoons that have already been done. Some students in the past believe that they can take an idea from an artist, change a thing or two, and then claim it as their own. Wrong. This is plagiarism and will result in a 0 on your assignment. You must come up with your own original idea. Okay? Now, if you're not sure what political comics kind of look like, take a second, Google some political comics. Okay, get your idea going. Then make sure it's your own idea, not something you saw. Okay? And you guys can take a look at how the grade's kind of broken down there. All right. Let's take a look at this tool. It's attached here in the document. It's also attached here in the Google Classroom assignment. All right, we're going to open that up. It's going to immediately load for you. Give it a second. There you go. Okay, you can just X out of whatever comes up. Now, how to use it. You have this nice little thing over here that says like pencil. Click on that. And it's going to bring up some stuff here for you guys. Over here, go ahead and you can choose however you want it to come out. You can choose what kind of tool you want to be using. Maybe you don't want to use a pencil. Maybe you want to use a stamp. Okay? Or maybe I want to use a crayon. Now, for your fill, you probably want that to be about 0, and then you want your line to be that, and then you can change your line width right here. It'll kind of give you an estimate of how thick you want it. Okay? Then, if you want to, I'm trying to remember how to change the color. Oh, you just click on the actual color of the line itself, which is currently black. There you go. And then you can click, like maybe I want red. Okay? Then you set it up, and then you can draw off your red crayon. Pretty straightforward. If you want to erase, it's also at the bottom of this. You just scroll on down, click erase, and then you can change the size of it, but it'll erase pretty well for you. Okay? So that's kind of some straightforward. You have crayon, you can draw a line, arrow. I don't know what a streamer is. I haven't tried that one out. You have calligraphy, you have paintbrush. Calligraphy would be pretty cool. Okay, it's going to change some different options for you. Okay? By the way, if you want to change the size of the eraser, it's the same as changing the size of your line. Just make it big, and then boom. Make sure you click down. All right, now if you want to add some shapes, you can click where it says star. You have all these different shapes you can use. Maybe you want a square. Okay, I can just draw a square. I can move it around. Maybe I want to put a text box in that square. Okay, I can type like haha. Shrink that down, whatever size I want it to be, and if I want to rotate it, boom, done. It's really simple, guys. It should not be too bad. There's clip art you can add in here. There's all sorts of tools. Obviously play around with it. You can change what your text looks like. There's a lot of stuff here. Now, it's important that you get done what you need to get done. Okay, don't just mess with the tools the whole time, but go ahead and draw your actual comic. When you're finished with your comic, if you're using this online tool, let's see here. You're going to click the little floppy disk save button where it says export. Go ahead and click that. And you're going to click, you can download it as a JPEG, a PNG, or a PDF. Either one of those is fine. I just say click PNG. Okay, you'll have it downloaded, then you're going to go ahead and come back into the assignment, and you're going to attach it and turn it in. Once you're done with all that, you're going to go back to the slides and complete your out for the day. Okay, remember to enter this in your daily out form. Which topic did you decide to make your cartoon about? Why did you decide on that topic? Pretty straightforward. Should be pretty quick. Okay, as always, if you have any questions, let Mr. Hallwegner or myself know. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next video.